empty cigarette packet. The library card is folded into two, and Billy is a unisex name. Whoever owns this card is an avid reader. You find a list of most of these titles. If lost, please return the card. Good. We should... Good idea. You pick up the handset. There's a tone. The machine is operable. Calling. Still called. Someone with a masculine voice picks up.
Hello, Gerard.
Hello, Gerard. Technically speaking, you're electricity. No, what you are is a surprise. Get his wife on the phone.
No, but I got a feeling Al Kick Your Ass is gonna make an appearance if you ever call this number.
Phone, hang, disconnect, tone. You pick up the handset. There's a tone. The machine is operable. The library card. Billy is a unit. If lost, please return the card to the library. Dial 005 02 55211 or visit us at Morose. doors, more than twice your height. Nothing happens.
I don't think that's going to work.
The carving on the door. The surface is smooth. This cheap-looking padlock is... It'll be easier to break the staple than the lock. Also, that sticker is interesting. You see a yellow circle. There is something blindingly modern about this symbol. He takes off his glasses and uses a blue handkerchief.
No. Looks like a dead man smiling. Suggests junior delinquency. I haven't seen that sticker before, and I'm not a youth. That level of conceptual thinking is not part of my skill set.
There's nothing like the sound of a sticker unpeeling. Now it's stuck to your thumb. Looks like today was a gold star day. The padlock, should you want to get through, it might be easier to...
Maybe we should circle the building first and look for... Yes, but...
There's something on the sea ice there. Heavy wooden doors, more than twice your height, stand shut in front of you. The rectangular sea-worn ornamentation appears in stark contrast to the padlock, carelessly drilled into the wood. An old door, worn by elements, guards the depot. The wind has blown a sand dune in front of it. The door hasn't been opened in a long while. You see a handle.
It's military. A service depot of some... The washerwoman mentioned a depot up the coast. She said...
It may have been used to service an aerostatic battleship in the atmosphere. Or...
Yes? What do you want to know? Good.
You pick up the handset. There's a tone. The machine is operable.
Our tenant, the policeman. I hope the waves don't... I can wash it for you. But it's going to take about a half an...
I could use a breather. It's been another track and field day.
Well, hand it over. Must say, I'm proud of this one. It's pretty nice underneath all that. Just us. This is pretty much...
The place is so pornographically poor.
The lack of wealth is the one thing we've got in...
It's cold.
Riddles. Fits.
Aye. Sometimes It's as though I'm also gotten lost inside this nameless nothing. Oh, it seems to be a common theme these days. Isn't that what people always think when they... Over there, you can find an old military. After the war, it was turned into a Goodwill hospital. Now the area is... The Goodwill ran out. Well, there's Lillian and her kids. If you knew... And then there's... Lillian is tough. Sooner or later, you'll see for yourself. Here? For you? No, officer. The only money we have here is some coins the drunks tried hiding from them.
Under carts, boats, in little boxes. It's not hard to find. She nods, rinsing another piece of cloth.
Me? No one. Just a... Now it's your turn, Mr... Why, I guess I will hurry. Aye, it just rolls off the tongue. He did too many narcotics. So many...
Aye, the sea's gonna calm down soon. I can feel it. Oh, that's good to know, I guess. Why is it in the sea? This calls for a funeral, if you ask me. Aye. Feels deserved, don't you think? Falling in the line of duty like that and all? Quite odd. Our things are a part of our life world.
Life world? Someone's been reading up on last century Gotwaldian philosophers. Play it cool now.
Oh yeah? You won't even be able to get it out of the water before early June. Take it from someone who's been through a few funerals.
That's all we have time for right now anyway. Come back here in June and see how you feel about it then. It's not like it's going anywhere. Yes, that is a pity. But for now, let's focus on the things we do get to.
Heavy wooden doors, more than twice your height.
And Mikhail noticed the windows, especially with how there are no windows on the south side. You officers!
Nice to meet you.
Yes, Hypertext, Young Carp, and the collection of cultural hyperlinks. Oh yes, so Mikhail? No, I can't say that we've met before, but I've heard of him, of course. Mikhail, say hi to the officer. Mikhail's a little tired today.
The man speaks in the artificial cadence of a professor, or someone who's been on too...
But I assume you're not here...
Well, get a load of this guy. He really enjoys his trivia. The Orbis programming language was named after its inventor, Victor Orbis, a cybernetic...
Aha! But it's not just any... What not a lot of people know is, this used to be the R&D department of Felt Electrical. And Felt...
It looks old and...
That's not surprising. Only a vestigial ink cartridge and ferrotape manufacturer. They started out as a midway Still, Tricent... It was here in Martinez, possibly in this very building. An elegant folding mechanism of rollers, which is a feat of engineering, even today's giants.
He assumes something like a combat stance, facing the wind.
Indeed.
The revolution!
Unfortunately, their moonshot project never made it to the market. Feld's move to Revachol backfired. The revolutionary government liquefied their assets and expropriated those very advanced prototypes. Possibly from this very building. Or one of... All of this was built by Feld, even the boardwalk. Wild Pines built Martinez proper as a resort for their middle management. Feld built this. Actually, no one knows. No one even knows what a computer made entirely of tape would look like. But word has it, they were very elegant.
Buckle up.
10 years ago, I did a little freelancing, I get...
Wait, did he just say Wumpty Dumpty Dom Center? What the hell is a Wumpty Dumpty Dom Center? And who the hell are Keith and Guy Joost?
Yes, tape computers and Feld Electric. Yes, they even built
A pleasure wheel?
Yes, to lure in their star engineers. This part of Martinez was nothing but reeds before Feld arrived. They had to make the prospect of living here attractive. It was supposed to become a global center for innovation in cybernetics. But history had other plans. They used them for military communications, but also to write and send out press releases, the most notorious example being Le Décret de Mars. What's the Mars Decree? I mean the radio transmissions.
A short-lived...
It's a beautiful piece of text, actually. As I tried to get Mikhail to memorize it. Tried to. Someone was much too in...
The kid takes a peek at the grid.
Oh, I'm afraid it didn't end well for the boy.
Wait, is he saying that we should just bypass the excesses of the revolution?
Officer, I told you this chapter of history wasn't on Mikhail's curriculum yet. Let's keep this kid friendly.
The boy looks first at you, then back at...
But of course, what else? Sure, what's on your mind? But of course, what I do have some money, yes, but that's...
No, I mean, come on. You need the money. If it's not a thing, he can give you some.
Of course, Detective. I wouldn't have assumed anything else. I don't know if you're familiar with this, but if not, then you definitely...
Forget it. They don't sell...
No, thanks to you.
Pick your brain. You see, a once bright mirror, a slogan used to intertwine with the loops a long time ago.
Looks like tomorrow never came. Looks like tomorrow never came.
Go. Nice.
There's a cylinder on the ground in which the man is...
Who's there?
His self-conscious...
Is that the police? Why are the police...
Don't worry, Gary. To what do I owe the pleasure?
That's sarcasm.
Of course. Thank you for passing along the message.
The 881 is a raised motorway that separates Martinez from Jamrock. The labyrinth of streets underneath it makes it difficult to pass. Not like walking over a nice water lock.
Oh, good.
Did he say we can go back now?
Yes, Gary!
Sir, your wife...
I just have to do one more round. See if the Phasmid has taken the... Well, first of all, it's damn very little. Not yet.
Just out of curiosity.
I know it's real.
It's clear that his obsession with...
By which I mean, I've heard enough. Yes, the most it's the first credible sign I have to resist.
He means asexual reproduction. The females of the species don't need to mate to produce viable eggs.
Yes, Insulindian Phasmid. I've just always liked animals and puzzles. Searching for cryptids? Real. I know you think one is a respectable profession, while the other is superstition. Everyone... Indeed. No?
Interesting. Something for later.
No. Very... Of the list of two are categorized... Yes. We cryptozoologists are brutally honest with ourselves. More so even than the public. With cryptids, most cryptids are hoaxes or they are never found. That does not... Do you know what the success rate in pharmacology...
He has clearly done his math on this. There is no surprise.
Everything.
He's interested.
Most establishment scientists... Yes?
Hello, I'm Yellow Man. I mean,
The lieutenant raises his eyebrows slightly. Yellow Man. Interesting.
I'm just waiting for my friend Morel to finish up with his insect traps so we can return. I like nature.
Degenerates. This man respects authority too much. To see the truth inscribed upon thine own visage. Pretend thou art a paragon of virtue.
I've been tempted on occasion, but...
He pronounces Revacon with a...
I like to pronounce it the...
It's a secret rite. A very fringe national...
Not many Sealites here.
Do you remember how, when we met Measurehead and I said the next racist will be a really good one? Well, this is that racist.
Hey, man. All I meant was there are not many Sealites around here. No problem at...
Sounds like some conspiracy topic. Return without the lieutenant. For this, your balance organ thinks it's a waste of time.
My mug? Why would you think that? Really? I hear it all the time. All in jest, of course. No offense meant to anyone. Okay, I admit it. I threw the mug away in the trash container, but you're not going to find me, are you? Whew. Thank you. You won't regret this. I won't use another man's property to dump my garbage ever again. I don't know what got into me, really.
What did you do, Gary?
Nothing.
Here we go. Start pumping that sweet info.
I know a guy who works with the trash collection services, CS Municipal, so I can use the Whirling's trash compactor to store my own stuff. Garbage disposal is expensive as hell. I'm sorry, okay?
Disgraced. No need for the histrionic, sir. It was after...
He studies his reaction. Gary doesn't know.
Officer, please. Let me explain. I was only cleaning up. I live right across the yard from where he was hanged, and I saw him stripped naked. All the clothes lying around in the yard, smelling. People. Then I came out to clean up the rags, because no one else would. I put them into the Whirlings. Okay. I was coming to throw the mug away, and...
Right. It was just civic duty.
Exactly. That's exactly what it was. Civic duty. Armor? No. I mean, yes. Of course.
An infant could see he's not telling the truth. There's something going on here. You should observe him more closely.
I hope I can help your investigation.
Does this mean you were in his apartment, admiring his colonial?
Sure do.
His eyes narrow slightly.
In my home. Yes. When I was going to... How did you know? Mr. Clare unlocked my apartment? So you work for Everard Clare? Officer, please tell him we're good. No, tell him I'll make it up to him. What have I done? He'll send the muscle after me.
As he lowers his tone, he hunches his back.
Whatever it is, tell him I'm silent as the grave. I was probably talking too loud in the world. I won't do it again. If there's anything...
This scared him proper. He's positively melting from fear. Has to prop...
The weather vane has turned. He cannot be unturned.
He clearly liked his squirming. He may even have changed his mind about the whole door-opening operation.
No.
After all this time with Morell, he must have an opinion on cryptids. This could lead to a good one.
Oh, yes. A rhinoceros that looks ordinary during the day, but they have
But how is this?
The rhino starts running very fast to build heat, then stops, raises its head, and sparks fly from its neck, setting its back up. Revachol used to be a flaming rhino. The flames are not during the burning rhino. Local peasant.
The lieutenant sighs. It's clear the burning rhino is dear to him on many levels.
I told you everything I know, sir.
He's not feeling too comfortable in... Uncomfortable shifting around doesn't make him the killer, though. It's something else.
Always a... I mean, officers.
Is he?
Always a... I mean, officers. Why would I do... Always a pleasure to see an officer of the law. I mean, officers.
That shirt looks very uncomfortable on him. Look at the buttons, barely keeping that thing together, as if something is ready to rip it. It sounds like he's wearing some kind of armor under.
I knew you'd figure it out, officer. I was ashamed of what I did. And I didn't...
We're not detecting falsehood, sire.
Gary, what's going on?
Later, Morale.
No, you've got explaining to do.
Because I was weak.
The hell, Gary?
I'll explain later. Everyone was picking those pieces off him, and I was watching them do it. And they'd scattered his clothes all over the... So I went there to take out the trash and started cleaning up. All those rags on the ground, him swinging up there, and I had a lapse of... Only the cuirass was left. So I stripped it off him. It was early in the morning. No one saw me. I took it with me. It was a mistake. Had I known it...
We're detecting sincere...
It's okay. It was a loose end. And you were tying it.
I'm so fucking sorry I called you Yellow Man. Seolite officers commanded the suzerain's navy. Most of them sided with the king when...
They were thoroughly conservative men. He sighs again, hangs his head, and unbuttons his shirt fully. But so light to hold, like a bag of cotton.
I always thought it was the Union, but... I sure as hell won't go around saying that anymore. You have my word.
This is all he knows.
Yes, absolutely. I will never do anything like this again.
Hello. What can I do for you, officer? Hell no. I had no idea. And I'm still cross with him, to be honest. It's not like him.
Thanks.
And I'm eager to return. My wife understands that.
Come on, Morale.
And leave the trap.
Come on. She wants us back. I'm soaked up to my nuts over here.
Of course it's him.
She's seen it.
Yes. Suffice to say... It's long been our dream to find proof of the... No.
He's dead set on... I could go for some trap setting.
I didn't expect you to take such an interest in our work here, officer. Yes, indeed. There are 4 in total. Another we set in Land's End. The third is set near the... You should check it.
That seems like a lot. Do we really have time for this extracurricular venture? Even relative to examining a weak old corpse, I'm not sure mucking about in the reeds
Bring it to me at once.
He's not comfortable with the possibility that you'll claim the find, but he's lying about this even.
That's highly unlikely, officer. It's made of musk and research chemicals. The pheromone should attract the insect to you, or at least prevent it from bolting at the sight of you. It's quite potent. Will last you about a week. Wise choice.
I hope you're not buying this. He dispenses it without letting you touch the canister, so it would be precious like holy water.
It is precious. A single dose.
Right.
Finally!
Thank you for your help.
If it's more cryptid-related business you want to discuss, you'll have time for that later.
Well, they may not... Yes. Simple. At least, that's the intention. Loca.
Inside a meat-eating stick insect.
Thank you for your opinion. They'll work.
The traps do seem to be...
Yes. What? All right?
We would have to discuss. He wants to say.
By all means.
Yes?
There's a trap in the reeds at your feet behind you. Locusts are crawling around in the trap.
Big surprise. Anyway, 1 down. 3, surely. Anyway,
behind you. A scattering of bullet holes is spread across the cracked wall, reaching from one corner to the other. A row of ghostly shades stand facing the wall. There are many of them, 10 meters away. Other shades are lined up. The sun blazes. A long time has passed. The abundance of bullet holes leads to 2 options. Either an inordinate, a host of men. They stand, facing the wall. 7 men in the commandant.
I don't know. I don't know who died here, lined up beside that horrible wall. It could have been any of the parties involved in perhaps the ones executed here.
Remember what Trent Heidel said?
Another likely scenario.
Or maybe...
Yeah. It's very unlikely the coalition forces were the ones who died. To be honest, if a coalition member was anyone in this situation,
a cold sea wind. The scruffy-haired little boy. This one doesn't...
Lily's our mum.
The stone kicker laughed. The other one, wow, so intellectually stimulating.
Yes, yes.
It doesn't look like he knows what that means. The noxious odor.
Don't you call her? Yeah! Don't call Abigail! Abigail.
You're not going to get. Never thought you'd see such a thing.
Don't call Abigail!
The man hiccups. He snorts and.
Don't call Abigail!
There's no use in.
The drunk man starts.
Don't!
There was little chance.
A drop in temperature and easy, chemically sweetened. Across the road is smooth and motley. A tub warm with number 312D. Craters pocked. There's one bump on the tragedy comes from the wheels. The wind. A familiar apparatus. This trap.
Another empty trap.
Yep. The reeds bent. The constant. This trap's not too hard to spot. The reeds sway. The wind picks up here. Nothing but low.
Empty as all of them. One more of these and we are done. No, I'm fine.
The reeds sway. The wind picks up here. This is the last of the trap. No locust. No phasmid either. But still.
Well, the bait worked on some.
The netting is a little untidy. Messier than the others. Like someone or something picked the trap up and shook it before dropping it back down.
Good, good. We should be courteous and tell the cryptozoologists that one of the traps was empty. But then we can get back to our assignment here.
The reeds, but it's good the later it gets. East Delta Commerce Center. This must be the name of the Doom.
What have you found? And also, a novelty dice maker? Well, spit it out. Why does she need the dice? For some kind of sorcery? Sometimes they use the ankle bones of I don't understand. If it's not her, then where is the source of the doom?
The narrative she's built herself. She's squeezing on the pendant too. To hell with it. Perchance you ought to just lie, sire.
Too many inconsistencies.
Good luck persuading her. Some people can rationalize anything.
Yes, because her business consists of the psychic leech that's been feeding the curse. I see that you've fallen for her. Thank you for nothing. Please, do buy some...
There was never any other way this could have gone.
I am sorry we had to disappoint you, ma'am.
Okay, but please, only a few questions. You wouldn't...
The woman looks aloof.
It's great to see you again, officer. My wife can't wait to thank you. Go on, talk to her.
Oh, sweetie, I don't even know how to thank you for finding my husband and helping him out. I hope we haven't been too much trouble for you. Here, I want to give you a small token of my gratitude.
The little silvery knob holding the tie together feels warm. You could ask her about this when you get the time. It's probably a cryptid, but the phasmid, of course.
Oh, you don't want to hear about
Ramblings.
Dark.
Measuring thing.
You were a
reflexive.
Well, it was some
Betoncourt got bombed in the war.
The strangest. I didn't know. I tried, but I ran for years.
We were on a date.
It did, yeah.
The way it moved. If it weren't for Lena.
Our first, yeah.
The glance is tender, yes.
Not all of them. There is some white coloration.
I thought it was a wonderful story, man.
How could she?
So she couldn't have.
That's true, yes. I'm almost certain neither my mother nor my... You trying to tell us you saw the Insulindian phasmid out there in those reeds? You're welcome, sweetie.
Very generous of you to help us out. I mean, officers.
Can I help you?
What is this thing?
What, the interior decorating kind? You know, I'm sorry. This is actually a nice... I can fix it to the plaque and have a new bird in the establishment, I guess?
I feel good about our work here today.
It's not actually about that, but he liked it.
Again? I can't believe... I'm going to say no. Just to see what you'll say to that. What you... God fucking shit.
Okay, I was clearly wrong. He is a firefighter, male nurse, animal control.
Yes? What is it?
God damn it, you leave her alone. Keep your will.
Can I actually help you?
Yes, of course.
It means I'm a patrol officer, sir.
What was with that, sir?
Well, I,
Cut the shit. Every second you stand here...
Hola, Wandering Man. Yeah, the janitor who gave me the key to his apartment said the guy's a bit of an asshole. Like I said before, I don't know much about this weasel, but the bossman said he's a real piece of work.
The payphone hangs mutely on...
Mr. Dubois, every worker... That's right, Mr. Dubois. I see the socialist democratic fervor now burns in your heart, too. How can I help you today? I'm very glad to hear that, Harry. One question. You didn't actually happen to stumble in and see what's inside the apartment, did you?
He's trying to figure out if you're lying.
Just as I thought. Culturally antiquated mug collection. What a weasel. Pissing on Everart's Rainbow Coalition.
He was testing you.
Now let's get down to brass tacks. It's time for men like me and you to figure out who's killed who and why. Real police work is gonna start happening now. I promise you, Harry. This is... By now, I'm sure you've figured out who the dead man was working for. The bad guys. Wild Pines. Harry, this strike is the culmination of many, many mistakes made by the...
You mean our victim?
A security contractor? Can you imagine that?
He performs a motion as if spraying bullets.
I'm talking beasts. Hardened killers from proxy wars in Yisut, Semenine, Saramaritsa. You name it, they've done it. Raping, killing, burning villages, killing little children for the Senorita Pineapple Cup. Everything they did there, they brought over here. They want to turn Revachol into a third world slum. Honestly. Now, I haven't personally witnessed the brutalities out there. I have the luxury of staying in my container, you see. If I need to go somewhere, they just move my container. Yes, I'm an old man, Harry. My legs aren't what they used to be. They lift my office with that big crane. It's actually very fun. You should try it. But enough about me and my fun container. The killers the company hired, I think there were 3 of them, all hardened. One of them got downright suicidal. Getting drunk, violent, a little rapey. Even their own negotiator couldn't control him. That's your boy, the one who likes hanging...
By negotiator, you mean Joyce?
Harry, what you need to realize is, we dock workers are not pushovers. We got grit, Harry. This whole neighborhood does. Push us hard enough and we push back. Potentially, Harry, potentially. We got armed. There's a militant wing inside the Union. A group of...
That sounds a bit like...
They're like you guys. Idealistic people who...
Again, that...
So these idealists...
One day Titus Hardy, leader of this peacekeeping faction, comes up to me and says he probably worded it differently, but that was the idea. Sure sounded to me like they killed him. I gave them 2 weeks...
Aren't you worried we might arrest them for this?
Oh, I'm not at all worried about that. These are not the kind of men who get arrested. They're Martinez boys, tough and gritty. I'd like to...
He places a lot of faith in that lawyer girl. Perhaps this is a tactical error? Anyway.
Oh, Liz is a bright one. I paid for that law degree myself, thinking it'll probably turn her all fancy. But hell, Harry, she came back a firebrand socialist. Sometimes she scares me with her zeal.
Wait, the girl by the whirling, who was keeping an eye on you. Is he talking about her?
I did that, didn't I? She thinks of herself as a guerrilla fighter. These middle-class kids and the books they read are crazy, Harry. I think she would rather be an insurgent than a lawyer. I hope it's a phase. How do I know? Then last winter, some poor workers in Terminal E went on a little strike. These guys turn up and start beating people.
So you believe the scabs were organized?
You said it.
That does sound quite unlikely.
Oh, they are simply fine young men. All 7 of them. Old Theo used to run them.
Interesting.
They're almost all of them great guys, born leaders. Whatever happened, work with them.
He's betting on them being useless to you.
But of course, it's the least I can do for my...
You can now go and...
Also, Harry, here's 5 real. Oh, I wasn't offering it to you, just holding it out there. But I'm willing to share information. Was there anything else? Was it a good tour? I'm not sure we made much headway here. I was hoping we'd bust the case wide open. Heck, I don't know what happened, Harry. I wanted you to... Yes, Harry, it's...
A man of the left. So you have to be a social democrat. He's been hurt too much in the past by men who aren't social democrats.
What does your heart tell you about your lost gun, Harry? Does it tell you to forget about it?
And what would this entail?
Once again, I require nothing unethical or illegal of you. You just need to get 2 little signatures on this piece of paper, and then mail it to my accountant in La Delta. I'm glad you asked, Harry. The Union is going to build a modern... There's a nameless little street...
It depends. I don't think what we just got from Mr. Clare was very useful.
As I said, it weighs on me heavily. But once we get really talking...
He's saying as little as possible, as vaguely as he can.
Yes, the little cul-de-sac on the coast, where all the men have drowned, in either the sea or the bottle.
You're already pretty deep into this. What's a little more? No one can see you here in...
They are just going to have to deal with the construction noise for 6 months, and then they'll be living like kings. Right next to a...
Is he absolutely sure the tenants won't be thrown out in the street?
Am I? Harry, these people... Martinez is the most important... We're going to build a youth centre there. The value of their properties goes up, and kids have a place to play in. I'm looking out for these people, not pulling the rug from under them, Harry. I'm looking out for all of Martinez, not just the harbour. You bring joy to my heart, Harry. You need to get signatures from Isabel Sadie and Lillian Carter. The cul-de-sac is right past the pawn shop and across the canal. Once you have the signatures, mail this to 13022 La Rocca in La Delta. Then we can talk about your gun. Most certainly, Harry. Nothing brightens my day. By all means, Harry. What's on your mind? What? Oh, how could I forget your little side project?
So do I. That's one tasty brew.
See you soon, Deba.
file cabinet stands steady as ever. The drawer slide. The payphone.
Nothing like the gratitude of a good woman. Now then, what can I do for you?
He tries to play it cool, remain professorial, but inside.
Good. Okay. And? Completely empty?
No locusts?
That's not ideal, but I definitely left that one.
Right from the campsite?
She's engaging in a well...
Of course, more clever.
Yes, the Phantasmadeia picked off the locusts and escaped.
Another trip to the Reeds. Why don't you try convincing Morell his hypothesis?
Thank you for the vote of no call. Actually, no. Excuse me for getting emotional. This is...
Some kind of foul play might be afoot.
Thank you, it's an honor. We should probably read...
Damn it, Lieutenant. Have you no intellectual curiosity? Consider the way the empty trap was disturbed. You should ask the red-headed boy.
A little hooligan. But what would it...
Oh, my dear Morell. You've been an old man for too long. Kids love to...
Delinquents.
Oh, you've been such a dear to us. Please, let us know whatever...
Well, I see you've got all the help you need.
After this is your last chance to talk to Gary.
Really, Gary?
Lena, I'm sorry, but you're not getting anywhere. It was some kids. Morell, it's been fun. Really. But I need a...
No. No need to apologize. Hello, officer. I think I almost have it. A new trap...
I've got nothing to say to you.
Looks like the circus left town, but the clowns are still here. Oh, so you went and talked to my mommy, and now...
And what's gonna happen if we don't? You're gonna go and tell on us?
Yeah, I heard him. The fuck do you think I'm doing here? You'd have your ass handed to you if... Let me state this very clearly,
But having Everard back you up like that did seem to have some effect.
I've got nothing to say to you. Why are you...
The man ponders his cooking. He looks up at you. Shrugging is an international...
Our tenant, the policeman. I hope the waves don't keep you up at night. What can I help you with? Eh? What's this about? Come now, I can't read all this scribble. I might be half blind, but it looks like part of the village is gonna be a street. The best part. The part we need to get out of our houses. Have you asked Lillian about this?
Aye, the sea's gonna calm down soon. Are you? What a nice idea.
She sounds incredulous about the niceness of the idea.
That Everard and the Union have nice plans for anything. I thought they only cared about themselves. Well...
And those members have a vote when electing the head of the local chapter.
Aye, if you say so. Probably better that way. I mean, who likes construction noise? Everard and his plan for the village. He has a pen in everything. Here you go. I shouldn't have. Probably, but it is a youth centre and I have children. Got to give them something else to do. They're cute and small now, but they're growing up fast. I had my first drink when I was 11 because I was so bored. Anyhow, you also need Isabel's signature. It's a bad idea. She won't sign. You'll
Sound logic. Division of labor. She...
our tenant, the policeman. I hope the waves don't keep. Lillian should let her sword make her decisions. The girl just doesn't have the head for it. Either way, I won't sign. Lillian's not the only one who's too thirsty.
She wanted to see if you would do it, and if she would.
I've seen it all before. You think they've got our interests at heart? Then the poor get pushed out of their homes, and the rich get a little richer. That's the way it goes.
In her mind, the Union is right-wing because Everard is fat. It's that simple. And she is headstrong. But there's a slight hesitation in there. You may be able to convince her. The remaining windows rattle from a strong gust of wind.
No. I won't even try. You know, I had a partner once. They called him... Well enough, actually. It's odd how that works.
You pick up the handset. There's a tone. The machine. Calling. 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 Still.
Stop calling me, man. I'll get you your money, alright? I just need till tonight. Let me work. Tethys. Hey! You're not Tethys.
Disconnect. Calling.
I'm tired.
Sounds like he hasn't talked to anyone in quite a while.
There is nothing.
The man. You do not hear the customary disconnect tone. Seems like it did not have time to swallow the coin. This... Lucky you. The call went too fast for the payphone to register. You can still make a new one without paying. You close your eyes and put your index... Strange. This is not how you started before. You dialed 001. This is not the area code. 005 is Revachol, ZOC. 00414447. The rotary dial 1117361. Yes, 451451. You have dialed God knows how many numbers. An ultra long distance call. Your air fills. Calling. The handset starts slipping from your sweaty palm. The lieutenant is too far away to hear your yelp. The sea wind blows. Calling still. Then the ocean breaks.
Hello? Who is this? No. It's you, isn't it? It's you. Dora, who is...
In the distorted distance, you hear someone turning next to her. Bed springs rattle. No answer. You're not
You're not a high net worth individual, Harry. You're drunk.
You only have 2, maybe 3 things left to say before the change runs out.
Oh, God. Do you know what time it is? It's so late here. It's 4 o'clock, Harry. I need to wake up in 2 hours. What do you want to talk about that we haven't talked about already?
This is bad. You feel your right hand on the handset cramping up with pain.
Yes, I'm in my rover. Sleeping. Oh no, please stop. Please, let's just hang up. Yes. To work. The academy, where I work.
No response, only a sigh. The connection crackles like burnt.
No, I want to go to sleep.
She does not answer anymore.
Harry.
Disconnect tone. The machine ran out of money. You dial the number again. In the middle of it, calling. The headset lands in the cradle with a clank. You dial the number again, calling. And calling for who knows how long. But cold metal is hard and hurts your knuckles. You look at them, turning purple. It didn't give you any fun for that money. A metal payphone under a yellow plastic dome. There's a bitter, caustic taste on the tip of your tongue.
Mister. Bye.
There's nothing else.
Kuno's like Kuno's dad. Kuno doesn't give a fuck about anything. No, Kuno...
So he knows locusts are bugs.
Oh my god, I told you that shit is lame.
Shut up, see.
Now they're gonna take you to Lane Prison. Deny everything, Kuno. You need to lawyer up.
Kuno's not gonna say anything without his...
There's definitely something going on here. Remember his pig's head shack? You should check it out.
Kuno doesn't...
hisses and chirps of locusts fill the musky like skyscrapers.
Well, detective, it appears you've solved the case of the locusts. For the missing locust case, which is a sub-case of the imaginary insect case. Yes, I feel we are nearing a real breakthrough. If anything, the presence of the locust points to the up. But what do I know?
Use your powers of deduction. You knew the magic bug was nowhere near here.
I'll let you handle the Kuno side.
Kuno's like Kuno's dad. Kuno doesn't give a fuck about... Yeah? Kuno took the bugs, so what? They're not pets. Don't you know what locusts are? When they come out of the fucking sky. Fucking descendant shit.
Stop!
You stop. It's like they're fucking night. Locust City, Night City, City of Rage.
There's a tug of war over the name of his fantastical city. The girl forces herself to watch again, the corners of her eyes twitching from discomfort.
Kuno, the pig wants to help you. Oh, that's how lame it is.
An artist? Maybe I am an artist. You hear that, everyone? I'm a fucking artist now.
Did he just say I? Kuno usually calls Kuno, Kuno.
Oh, Kuno! It's so lame, even the pig knows it's lame.
Yo, fuck you, see? Kuno can be what Kuno wants to be. Kuno's his own man. Kuno's free. Kuno made himself into Kuno. Kuno can make himself into anything. Kuno can make himself into a pig if he wants. Kuno can make himself into a... Kuno doesn't give a shit.
Don't make yourself into a pig, Kuno.
In it, you hear snow melting, dripping from the eaves. Someone closing a window. Without a word, she disappeared. For once, the boy is lost for words. You got him. Now convince him to leave the cryptozoologist's traps alone.
It don't mean anything. It's shit. Kuno just likes to focus. Kuno likes to concentrate on shit. Build shit when he's zipping hard. Pig, you really shouldn't have fucked with Kuno City. Now it's all fucking lame. Kuno's gonna let the fucking locusts die. I don't give a shit. I don't need the locusts anyway.
The girl's face appears again. She doesn't know whether to be glad because Kuno is finally convinced of...
The fuck are they trying to catch anyway? With the traps?
He recognizes the name.
Bitches think Kuno doesn't know shit. The fuck out of here. Kuno's...
I'll die before I squeal, pig.
There he still is, looking right through you with his white eyes. The body below is in...
What do you see?
An old called East Delta Commerce Center. This button looks...
This button looks new. I wouldn't be surprised if it hasn't been connected yet. Is it the dice makers?
Hola, Wandering Man.
Several maps. The maps look old and faded. Your eye catches a map of Insulinda, a map of Revachol, and a map of Martinez.
Always good to be informed of your surroundings.
This large ozone, Lauren, disintegrating in the northeast. The ocean breaks connections to us. You have little idea. Perhaps they are God. Several maps. The maps look old and faded. The north coast of Avert to the east, rolling Huron. It's so small you can't... No, this is some... This bookstore is not strictly about crime, romance. Shelves filled to the crime fiction. These books, what's more, not as you see, a killing is declared. Yes, tragedy calls. After all this, you still haven't found the answer to the one question that matters. Who in your quick eye notices a worn paperback from... Could it be the motifs of unstable identities and shocking betrayals? Then this is the book for you.
Of course. Such violence and immorality.
In your hand, you hold Dick Mullen. The cover features the tagline reads,
Are you really reading that, detective? Good luck finding it. He's not much of a character, I think.
The point is, for the story opens, Spillane needs Mullen to drive him in from Vespa to us. 2 days later, desperate to clear his name, Mullen manages to convince the Vespa police to release him for
What's the matter, detective?
The lieutenant shrugs. Of course, Mullen didn't do it. That's the whole Deneuve revealed. Not only is the local police captain in on the amphetamine ring, outwardly, he would certainly have the motive and the kid doesn't exactly have Dick Mullen's manly build. Torvald, that said, one evening, yes, comfort and pleasure. The warmth of, as the two always aim for the center of mass. Whatever it is, Mullen never hears the words. A blow to the base of his skull knocks him out cold instantly. Who can you trust in this wicked, messed up world? The lieutenant gives you a quiz. When Mullen comes to Mullen trashes. The heat is on. Can you solve the case before the cops close in? What is it, detective? There was never a time when he wasn't a detective. For a moment, you won't find the answers you're looking for. Is it really so evil, detective? Like what? There are worse. What's a book know about? Why are you even still reading this garbage? Heed the bottle's call. It's a dangerous line of work. So, who did it, detective? Who killed Charlie Spillane and Deanna Deneuve? Could be. Who knows? Only you begin. You try to. Dozens of pages scatter across the floor. The last fifth or so of the book seems to have been lost. It's possible that you could gather and reassemble the pages, but it would take way too long.
Ah, yes. The problem with mass-market paperback. Perhaps this is a sign that you should get back.
Don't forget, in your hand, you hold 4/5. A small mountain of colorful board game boxes. There are...
Hi, Ace Detective. Are you here for more books? Which book was it, sir? Oh, I'm very sorry, sir. I haven't read...
Hello again, esteemed officer. And oh, I'm very sorry, sir. Some of these old paperbacks just don't have the durability. I would be happy to sell you an...
Give up. You'll never find the answer. There's no other copy of Dick Mullen and the Mistaken Identity here. There isn't. Maybe if there had been more money, or more, or that. Yeah, hang on. So, who killed Charlie Spillane and Deanna Deneuve? It sounds good. You've seen it yourself, haven't you?
You're back. Good. What can I help you with? You have? And how did you like Mr. Clare? Of course, Detective.
The RCM does not pick sides in the...
Of course. And I don't expect you to share... How could I stop you?
Intellectually speaking, it would be quite tell her she'll like you for it.
Sounds like he has you running errands, Detective. A well-established dominance ritual. Where did he have you deliver it? Ah, yes. I've been meaning to go there. A youth centre with Edgar Clare's statue on top of it. Go ahead. Help him. Make it so. Yes. I'm sad I'll never...
She is more...
Full of ghosts and ancient memories. Has this errand yielded you any... information? A referral, you mean? I take it this was for... Such referrals may sometimes get you information from a man like Evrart.
Detective, I advise you to be very selective with what information you choose to share. This may have consequences beyond our line of sight.
I wouldn't have taken Evrart for a saber rattler. Was he surrounded by...
No. It was more like he wanted things to get worse. In secret, of course.
Or he wants you and me to believe...
There's always that risk, man. But he means it.
I'll think it over, Detective.
Have I underestimated the Union's ferocity? She has to ask.
What you've said is quite enough. You've given me a lot to consider, and may have helped me prevent this conflict from escalating. Did you now? What sort of borscht is he making? The Strike Brew. That's a classic. And by turn up the heat, why, if I may ask, why make them more...
Yes, Detective. What were you hoping to accomplish with this strange thing?
Very curious.
Truly. But that's how he operates. He just does things, man. And then talks about them.
What else? Of course, Detective. Until then, is there anything I can... More lessons in basic reality? My favorite part of the day. Go ahead. What I am not is a basic term...
There may be a way to get her
These are unimportant times, Detective. You and I were born for the big time. The revolution. It's quite easy. Every 100 years or so, our species gets together to decide what's next, who gets shot in the head, and who gets the mineral rights. It's a real kerfuffle. The turn of the century revolution. The revolution began in '02. It wasn't a who, but a what. A pandemic of Zarat, a particularly virulent prion disease, which the authorities in Grad proved unable to contain. Then Marzolf came along and overthrew the government. It made people overthrow their governments. Indeed.
It was a funny time in history. They discovered transistors and rock music, but they didn't know anything about prion.
From Revachol and Grad? Not far. Why? You and I, officer. A city-state divided into free market zones. The zone of control is the third incarnation of Revachol. Modernity.
51 minus 8 equals 43.
Time flies. The 20s saw the 30s.
All that untaxed income.
Yes. Welcome to reality, baby.
For her to be where she is, Wild Pines Group must have picked the right side.
They picked the winning side. That's why they're here. Perhaps it wouldn't have turned out that way had I been in charge. I would have sided with the cannons. If you'd seen the caliber, 10 of the 14 Indo tribes got it wrong. Good question.
No, her first.
And I asked you, past-less detective of the Citizens Militia, what insight has acute encephalopathy given to you? So a quarter of humanity simply lost their minds. And how would you stop a prion, a complex folding protein, unlife, with the technology 50 years ago? Always. That's...
Opinions expressed here do not reflect the official position of the RCA.
And what is your official position?
My position, ma'am? My parents got ripped to shreds in the revolution. I would have gone the same way. I was saved by being 2 years old. That's my position.
Understandable. The liberals got the mineral rights. And by mineral rights, I mean everything. Liberals are usually middle-class people, Detective. Or the remaining gentry. The beneficiaries of the pre-rev... Some were rich enough to stay... They didn't win. To foreign intervention. The coalition... The liberals took everything. The coalition of nations. The moralists... At least not... This is...
The color of moralism is blue. The official motto of Moral Intern, or Moralist International, is a blue forget-me-not, a piece of grey sky. Unofficial. For a moment, there was hope.
A devout man of the center. Those would be the communists. Generally speaking, 40 million people got shot in the head during the World Revolution. Oh, and the anarchists too. They shot them well. So well, one forget...
She likes the totality of it.
Did they ever? Before they got shot themselves, they shot 2 million people. Yes, the Red Deluge. Oh, lots of people. The real king abdicated and lived out a long and productive life as a venture capitalist in Grad. Yes, King Guillaume had a nose for bad people. Him and tens of thousands. They are what they... Anyway.
Now's your chance. Ask her who she is. She won't get out this time. She won't maneuver her way out of this one.
I am the vilest of the vile. A traitor. A devourer of nations. I am an ultra.
She raises the corner of her mouth, smirking, revealing a canine.
Haven't you heard? I am a nether creature of the Forbidden Swamp. One of those who pushed the king under a shit wagon and betrayed the revolution. I can see you thought I'd gone extinct. No sane person identifies as an ultra-liberal anymore. Not in broad daylight. You're a centrist at heart. A real moralist. Tell me, now that I've uncoiled myself, do you find me frightening? A devil, who being of great charm and guile, sneaketh into the homes of the godly.
That dialect is Obisunt. You recognize it a quote from somewhere. Beneath her waterproof raincoat and silk shirt, is a body imbibed in numb 12 perfume. You are suddenly and intimately aware of it.
Ah, maybe you remember more than you let on, despite whatever brain damage the alcohol may have inflicted. Steal, kill, and destroy. That they say we've been doing for over 4 decades now. Perhaps regrettably. I've had my... In any case, I'm glad we can remain collegial despite my scaly bulk. And when the dust settled, the Liberals were the only ones left to clean up the mess. By virtue of their survival, they were handed enormous power to shape the future. This was all our last generation managed. With due respect to our overlords, I would not have relinquished sovereignty to the Coalition.
She realizes her small, cold...
Then for my daughters, we had an obligation to defend our sovereignty. We should have burned the whole Isla down rather than let them have it. Perhaps.
You're no dummy yourself. And the crown on your head as you lay in the casket.
Yes. Whatever else I am, I'm also a mother and a wife. Now, shall we return to reality? A bird? A sphenicid? A flightless bird of the polar regions? Ah. This is the pier of Ortu. A pre-revolutionary tenement. Old building. This one used to be 8 to 10. Mostly the urban middle class. Splat, splat.
You could be wrong, but from here it appears as if she's running the brush across her throat.
Wonderful. The girl in the old lady rags. Looks like a sullen and rebellious member of a teen infraculture. Yes, you and I belong to the supraculture. We're common, the herd. The music on the radio, the food in the chain restaurant, those are all too popular for the girl in the old lady rag. She prefers a fantasy world, an infraculture with its own dress code and vernacular. It is an illusion, I'm afraid. There is no refuge from the supraculture. I can't. That's how simple it is. One may dye their hair green and wear their grandma's coat all they want. Capital has the ability to subsume all critiques into itself, even those who would... All right, what next?
Suddenly, you're not so sure you're part of the supraculture.
And what would that be? I can see that, yes. I dabble in those... Nothing infra about disco, baby. Those days are long behind me. The new, a cultural era. It involved lots of partying, as you might imagine, and champagne-colored everything. By the looks of it, that would have been when you came of age. Now... Maximum Brio, officer. Glad to have been of assistance.